Let's explore autistic history and the Autism Wars. This is part 72 of a series. So in the last video, there was an article that mentioned a book written by Catherine Morris about ABA, and I think holding therapy is included with that. Now, Catherine Morris, that name popped a light for me in autistic history, but I will share more about them going forward. What I want to share first, before we get deeper into that, and their connection with Bridget Taylor and the first ABA schools in America, I think it is. I'll have to look at that, clarify. But I'm going to share a synopsis of the book that they wrote in 93 or 94. So, okay, let me hear your voice, Catherine Morris, Maurice. This book is nonfiction, biography, published in 1993, it says up top. Now, in the plot summary, it's a bit long, but bear with me. I think you'll get a real good feel for this era and yeah. In her memoir, Let Me Hear Your Voice, Catherine Morris tells the story of her family after two of her children are diagnosed with autism. Through a combination of psychological and behavioral therapy, the children are both eventually able to live happy and productive lives. Catherine's daughter, Anne-Marie, is 1 year old when the book begins. Catherine notes that at even a very young age, she knows that something is off about her daughter. Anne-Marie is extremely shy and does not seem interested in the same things as other children. When she is left with a sitter while her parents go on vacation, she does not seem to recognize them when they return home. Anne-Marie is also extremely late in learning to speak. All of this leads Catherine to doubt herself as a mother and to second guess all her parenting choices. Anne-Marie's pediatrician refers Catherine to several specialists. After a few doctor visits that end in disappointment, Anne-Marie is finally diagnosed with autism. Catherine blames herself for the autism, even though her husband Mark tries to comfort her. The doctors tell Catherine that Anne-Marie cannot be cured, though therapy may help her. Catherine struggles to find a good therapist who will improve Anne-Marie's quality of life. Meanwhile, Anne-Marie's symptoms get worse and she completely withdraws from all human contact. As Catherine begins to read about autism, she learns that doctors don't really know what causes the condition or how to cure it. However, she does learn about an intense form of therapy that has produced results in autistic children. Now I'm going to pause here for just a second. This gets pretty gosh darn awful, pretty gosh darn fast. And these therapies that are being spoke about going forward. Yeah, content warning. It's not good. So going forward, this cognitive behavioral therapy uses a negative and positive reinforcement to get specific results from children. Catherine contacts a therapist named Bridget Taylor, BrigitTaylor. Both Catherine Morris and Bridget Taylor are names to keep in mind for autistic history. They will come up again. Catherine is initially skeptical that rewards like candy will work on Anne-Marie, but she allows the therapy to begin. Catherine also hires speech pathologist Robin Taylor to help Anne-Marie learn to communicate. The sessions are hard on both Catherine and Anne-Marie as they involve forcing Anne-Marie to do things like sit in a chair until she cooperates. Catherine also begins a holding therapy recommended to her by Dr. Martha Welch, which involves holding Anne-Marie for an hour every day to force her to bond. Though Catherine is skeptical of Dr. Taylor, Mark convinces her to continue cognitive behavioral therapy. Eventually, the whole family gets involved. Dr. Taylor trains them to use positive and negative reinforcement on Anne-Marie. Though Catherine feels that they are nagging Anne-Marie constantly about her behavior, she cannot deny that they see improvements in her alertness and engagement with the world. Anne-Marie has begun to speak and can name most things that she sees. However, her language to express her emotions still lags behind. Anne-Marie also becomes more receptive to change as the family uses CBT to teach her that new experiences can be exciting and rewarding. When Catherine comes to trust Dr. Taylor, her relationship with Dr. Welch worsens. Dr. Welch recommends a form of holding therapy in which mothers shout at their children and express their anger and frustration openly. But Catherine believes that holding therapy has only been successful because she has made it a positive experience for Anne-Marie. And she writes a letter saying as much, which Dr. Welch, shady, Autistic History full of shady doctors, Dr. Welch distributes this letter to other mothers practicing holding therapy. So the Autism Wars between the different fronts and the the autism community is vicious. So Anne-Marie dared to write something that didn't conform to the message Dr. Welch was giving and got put on blast, right? So the only area in which Anne-Marie has not made significant progress is in getting rid of self-soothing behaviors and tics. Oh boy. Catherine and Mark elect to allow these to continue since they seem to be helping Anne-Marie cope with the stress of CBT. Oh man. Anne Maria is evaluated by a doctor and found to be in the normal range of child development. She begins preschool and seems to be a success story for autistic children. Ooh, so meanwhile, Dr. Welch contacts Catherine about being in a documentary about holding therapy. Catherine agrees, but when she sees the finished documentary, she is appalled that it contains information she knows is not true, and her own interviews have been heavily edited to remove any references to CBT working for her child. See this? This is Autism Wars. That right there. Absolutely. Okay, so by this point, Anne-Marie's younger brother, Michael, is 18 months old, and Catherine notices that he's exhibiting many of the same warning signs as Anne-Marie. Soon, he is also diagnosed with autism. Catherine begins therapy for him, but Michael is slower to respond to CBT than Anne-Marie was. However, soon Dr. Taylor begins to get results from him, and Catherine knows that her son will recover as well. Catherine finds that she is better able to understand Michael because he is her second autistic child. Both children start elementary school and receive praise from their teachers. A follow-up visit with their pediatrician shows that they are in normal range in all developmental categories. Catherine feels that they have been cured of their autism, though she admits that the process was hard and may not work in all cases since every child is different. Alright, so that included holding therapy and ABA and some CBT stuff. Oh, goodness. Now, I'm going to get a little bit deeper into Catherine Morris. This isn't just a parent, y'all. Alright, more autistic history coming up. Thank you for joining me.